Welcome to BigDsDaily. Warning, this video contains scenes some may find disturbing. Since the dawn of civilization, humans have sought to tame the wild. What began as a symbol of power for kings and emperors soon evolved into something far more pervasive. By the 19th and early 20th centuries, the world saw the rise of modern zoos, institutions that promised education and wonder, but often concealed the harsh reality of captivity. In 1828, the London Zoo became the first of its kind to open its gates to the public. What started as a scientific collection of exotic animals soon transformed into a booming industry for spectacle. Cities around the world rushed to create their own zoo, each competing to showcase the rarest and most exotic animals. But these zoos were far from the sanctuaries we imagine today. Animals were kept in small, barren enclosures with no understanding of their complex needs, drawing millions of visitors each year. Lions, accustomed to roaming vast savannas, were confined to cages barely larger than their bodies. At this time, little thought was given to the psychology and physical well-being of the animals. They were seen as trophies of human conquest. Polar bears taken from the icy Arctic paced endlessly in stifling heat. Animals were shackled and beaten. If they didn't follow orders, they weren't born to ever take. Zoos were no longer just curiosity. They were big business, and everyone competed to get the next, biggest, best, exotic animal. This paved the way for some extremely controversial techniques we're about to see. In the 1960s, the ocean's apex predator, the orca, became humanity's next fascination. Once feared as killer whales, these intelligent social creatures were hunted, but not for survival, for spectacle. In 1965, an aquarium owner named Ted Griffin orchestrated the capture of the first orca. Using nets and explosives, his fishermen herded these majestic creatures into shallow waters. Mothers and calves were torn apart, pods scattered, and the captors saw only profit, not pain. The first organizations that displayed orcas justified their actions with promises of education and conservation, but the truth was far more sinister. These animals simply became cash cows, performing tricks for packed stadiums, while enduring lives of confinement, stress and loneliness. In recent times, lawmakers have attempted to right the wrongs. France have now banned marine mammal performances, which will take effect in 2026. However, there still are a handful of zoos that still have orcas on display, most notably the #1 zoo in the world, Loro Parque, where a spectator witnessed Morgan, pictured above, beaching herself in 2016. With the sheer weight of a killer whale, it only takes around 20 minutes of them being out of water to crush their internal organs. Earlier that year, Morgan was seen banging her head repeatedly into a metal gate, and most recently in November 2024, an orca named Keto died prematurely. This has been one of 4 to die here in recent years. I visited Loro Parque myself to find out why.
Good morning and welcome back to BigDsDaily. Today, I'm at a place called Loro Parque. Loro meaning parrot, Parque meaning park. It was opened in 1972 by a guy called Wolfgang Kaisling, and he originally wanted it to be a parrot park, but it's now become such a huge embassy, an animal embassy they refer it to, or an animal sanctuary. Now this is one of the largest zoos in the world, and it's been voted as one of the best zoos in the world on multiple occasions. It's interesting to know that the owners of this also own Siam Park, which is a water park, and that's been voted as the best water park in the world, again on multiple occasions. So these guys are obviously doing something right. Inside we have orcas. Now I'm not too sure what my thoughts are on this, if it's a good thing for them to be in captivity or not, but I wanted to come and have a little visit and give you guys an option to get your opinion after looking through. At the end, we can come to a conclusion if it's a good or a bad thing for these animals in captivity. We are told that they are looked after, and like I said, they like to refer to it as an animal sanctuary more than a zoo.
Upon entering the park, I did feel slightly apprehensive, but that feeling did ease immediately. Loro Parque has an amazing way of welcoming you in to a wild environment, teleporting you to the animal's habitat. They've really built the place up. Its significance in size and amazing infrastructure makes you feel that you are really in the wild with the animals. But this in itself had me questioning my moral compass, especially when I saw the chimpanzees and silverback gorillas. Could you imagine waking up daily to see people staring and taking photos of you constantly, so much so that you eventually turn your back on them? You refuse to allow your eyes to take the rays from the flash of a camera anymore. At what stage was it okay for humans to take animals from the wild for our amusement? It's said that animals in captivity are very lazy. We've essentially taken away something they've been programmed to do: hunt and gather. They stroll back and forth, confused, not knowing what to do, because humans feed them. Are we protecting them from the horrible reality that the world has become, or are we hindering them and taking away their character? Sea lions in captivity face significant challenges compared to their lives in the wild. Confined to artificial environments, they're deprived of natural behaviours like hunting, swimming long distances, and socialising within complex groups, which can harm their physical and mental well-being. While tricks they perform may not physically hurt them if trained with positive reinforcement, the unnatural behaviours, repetitive routines, and lack of stimulation often leads to boredom, stress and frustration. Performing for entertainment disrupts their instincts, raising ethical concerns about prioritising human amusement over the welfare of these intelligent animals. I must of course be honest and say I did enjoy the show, however. Throughout Loro Parque you'll find bins with information on them, detailing just how much we are failing as a society to protect our animals in the wild. Are sanctuaries the way to go to protect our animals from extinction? The use of science in cultivation rooms within zoos sparks controversy, as it often blurs the lines between conservation and manipulation. While these controlled environments are designed to replicate natural habitats and aid breeding programs for endangered species, critics argue that they prioritise artificial survival over genuine animal welfare. Cultivation rooms may enable zoos to engineer specific breeding outcomes or showcase rare species, but they fail to address the core issue. Animals are still confined to unnatural, restricted spaces, far removed from their wild environments. Is this use of science served more as a tool for profit and spectacle than a meaningful effort to rewild or truly preserve biodiversity? I always thought the dolphins actually enjoyed these exhibitions and shows, but in researching in preparation for this video, I found out, however, that had a lot of controversy attached to it. Dolphins in captivity do endure lives far removed from their natural environments. In the wild, they actually travel up to 100 miles a day. From intricate social bonds and hunting using sophisticated techniques, none of these are possible in their confined space of a tank. Instead, they're trained to perform tricks like jumping through hoops, carrying humans, which actually exploit their intelligence for human entertainment. These repetitive, unnatural tasks, combined with the stress of confinement, can lead to boredom, severe health issues, and abnormal behaviours. Many argue it reduces these extraordinary creatures to mere performers, raising serious ethical concerns once again. Finally, the last show of the day, and we're at the stage where, if you remember in my introduction, Morgan attempted to beach herself. But the audience here either doesn't care or is unaware. Just jovial laughter and discussions whether they should sit in the splash zone or not.
The arena's filling up now, and the anticipation is massively building for this famous Orca show. You can see them just roaming around. There's 3 of them in here. Not too sure if it's the biggest of areas though, I'll be honest. That is where they live. What you're looking at is what they probably see every day.
Orcas in captivity endure immense physical and psychological suffering, living in environments that drastically contrast their natural ocean habitats.
The trainers have walked past up and down. The orcas are making their noises. They recognise their trainers. You know, you can see the love that they show to them.
In the wild, orcas swim up to 1,000 miles a day, diving thousands of feet and navigating complex social structures within tightly bonded pods. Captivity robs them of this freedom, confining them to small tanks that are a fraction of their natural range, forcing them to swim endlessly in circles. The stress of confinement often results in collapsed dorsal fins, a condition affecting the majority of captive males, which is extremely rare in the wild and linked back to lack of space, poor diet and inactivity. Orcas in captivity frequently suffer from dental issues caused by gnawing on concrete or steel tank walls out of frustration, leading to infections and chronic pain. Many also endure stress-related ulcers, immune system deficiencies, and shortened lifespans. Most die in their teens or 20s, compared to 50 to 90 years in the wild. These highly intelligent creatures, built to thrive in expansive oceans, are reduced to performing tricks for food in tanks. Whereas other orcas have daily accomplishments, this orca's main achievement is splashing little Timmy in row 3, where social structures are often disrupted, leading to aggression and injuries. The ethical complications of confining such majestic animals for entertainment are undeniable. In the background just over there, one of the trainers approached the orca with smiles and grins, even gave him a kiss and a cuddle. I can't deny there's of course a bond being formed here. Is that because they love them or because they are the ones that feed them? I was in a constant state of conflict, and I must admit I was enjoying the show.
I don't know. It's amazing. This is so amazing to watch. I will be honest with you. It's absolutely brilliant. Still going on, but I just can't help to think that they shouldn't really be here, really.
I can't say I found anything specific to Loro Parque doing wrong, but the question still begs, should these animals be here in the first place? Why are they here? And my final thought is that captivity essentially fails to meet the social, physical, and psychological needs for orcas. Thank you for sitting through and watching my take on this sensitive matter. Please comment below with your thoughts. I would like to open a discussion to broaden education. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Big D's Daily.